Alright, welcome back to Master Guitar. Well, you will learn how to master guitar. Alright, Synth Saturday, let's talk about the Poly D. Alright, I've tuned the thing, I've let it warm up for 5 minutes, we're good to go. So let's talk about the Poly D, because I just kind of did a introductory thing. I've got this thing set right now on triangle. And in case you're wondering where that is, it's still warming up, so I'm seeing that it's... Okay, there you go. Oscillators have set themselves. It's still kind of warming up. Here says do this for 5 minutes. Today it's really cold out. If you're going to go in recording mode, I would definitely let this thing warm up for 15 minutes. The oscillators are now turning at the right speeds and they're in tune. So I don't know if you saw that. Well, you can't see my tuner, but my tuner, it lifted up a little bit when I first pressed it, and then it dropped back down. Oscillators are having trouble keeping in tune today. It's just because it's cold out. Let's next move on to the chorus section of the Poly D. The Minimoog did not have chorus. It also did not have 4 oscillators. So when people say, well, don't you want the Minimoog when it comes out? I'll tell you what, no, I would rather have the Poly D. I have 4 oscillators, I have a built-in distortion circuit, I have MIDI, and I have 2 different choruses. Okay, so this is chorus 1. This is chorus 2. It's a faster one. Now when you get to saw wave, this is all much more noticeable. The 2 of them together doesn't sound very good to me. That's like I can't remember the British guy who sometimes films in his undershirt. Just kind of strange, but there you go. I guess that's a British affectation. He said that using both choruses didn't work for him. So I tried it, and yeah, it doesn't work for me either. So this sound right now is just my triangle wave. So now you have several different saws and several different square waves. So we'll go to our first saw wave, then volume will get very noticeable. And you can actually have a mixture of them, so you can have... Okay, now we got... There, now you heard it. So when you heard that odd little where it dropped from a 4th to a 3rd, now it's warming up. So now the chorus is much more noticeable. So here's this is chorus 2. Chorus 1. No chorus. Now I can hit the distortion on. Or have it off. I don't use the distortion all that much. Oh, now we're down to, I think we're still at a major 3rd now. And basically I keep this thing set. I pretty much like certain kinds of slopes and waves. You know, I can set my cutoff frequency at a certain rate. So if you like the slope a little more pronounced and get that classic Minimoog sweep tone, you would just increase the emphasis a little bit. But I've got my cutoff frequency now on right almost about the 12 o'clock position, so that would be almost 0. My emphasis right now is almost at the same position. And all you have to do to vary whether you want an upward sweep or a downward sweep is over here in your filter. Either the attack and decay by changing that, or the decay and the sustain by changing that. So you heard how I just changed the angle of the sweep. Now it's a slight upward and then a downward. So that's how you play with your sweep. By increasing the decay on the filter, I now am altering how much of the sweep I've got in there, and whether it's just all upward or whether it's upward and downward. So those are those features here. Let's try a more closed angle. I guess this is the shark fin. You hear it's got a more pronounced sound to it. So if you were doing the distortion, this is the one to do the distortion on. The Poly D has a lot of different things you can try with it. Give a few of these just some brief options. Let's go to one of the square waves and we'll end it with here. Oh yeah, turn the distortion back off. So that's almost a loud triangle tone. So let's go to the next sweep on that. Can you hear how the square wave has changed? Because now it's a quicker ramp and a longer release, or you can have a slower ramp and a longer release, or you can have it even. So here it is at its utmost. There you go. Some brief stuff on how to do the Poly D. Alright, so there you go. I covered 2 videos in one. I'm gonna have to trim this and edit this. I took you through how to get some basic patches and sounds out of the Poly D. This is not a full exploration, by the way. That would be an hour-long video. I will do that shortly, but today's my day off and I don't have a lot of days off for the next 3 months. So right now, this is as long a video as I'm gonna get. That answers 2 different things. I'm gonna edit this video and get it into 2 videos. That way it's under 8 minutes each one. All right, so there you go. 2 videos in one. I got a lot of video editing to do. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.